Hello, everyone. Welcome to
Hello.
Okay. We'll have noises everywhere, so it's all good. Welcome
Hello.
to
Hello.
Harmony in the Home. Thank you for being here, ladies. So today I wanted us to talk a little bit about the power of appreciation at home. And yeah, oh, sweetie, she took a breath. And when everyone appreciates everyone in the household, there comes a sense of appreciation, a sense of belonging, a sense of friendship, harmony, and everything becomes easy. And you, yeah, it just becomes easy to be with each other, and then new things can come out of it. So I wanted for us to maybe share some stories about how the appreciation tool worked in your homes and in your families. I know we've been practicing for years now, this tool, and it has worked wonders for all of us. Uh, and We'd love to transmute that to the listeners there, and maybe they can also use the tool of appreciation and bring like a sort of a game in their house where everybody wins. And I'm just going to quickly share my story because recently I met a woman, and she has two boys. I think they're 11 and 14. And she's finding it very difficult to talk to them, and they go to therapy. And she's noticing that it's not really working because she still has challenges communicating with them. So I listened to her story and I said, well, I had a similar story when I first separated from my first marriage from my husband. We have a child, and she moved in. She came with me, of course, and then I have a new man. So there was a new dynamics. There was three people in the house. It was me, her, and this new man. And in the beginning, there was like a lot of how to say, like, competition, and a little bit of jealousy. Who's going to get my attention? She wanted me to sleep in her room. He wanted me to sleep in his room, and then it's like, oh, him again, oh, her again. And I said, no, this is not going to work. So of course I applied the tool of appreciation, and we decided to play a game every day. We would do an acknowledgement round. So we would sit in circle, and then we have to say acknowledgments to each other, which is, what did we notice today that really worked? Something that you did that really worked, and something that somebody else did that really worked. And I remember in the beginning, she really resisted it. And she was like, I don't know, I think she was like 8 or 9. And she didn't want to do it. And we would have, and I said to everyone, I said, we do not get up from this place until we finish the acknowledgement round. And we would sit there for like 40 minutes, and she would be on the couch with her feet up and down. And she's like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I was like, that's okay. No problem. But we're not moving until it's done. And so of course, then we would do it, and we would practice this for about 6 months. And then something really magical happened. 6 months later, I remember my man came home from wherever he was, and he comes in, and all of a sudden my daughter runs out of her bedroom, and she runs to him and she says, Bruce. And she hugs him and kisses him. And I was like, oh my God, like, wow, it worked. It worked. She's actually happy to see him. And then she would ask, well, where is he? Where is he? When is he coming? And then he would say, oh, where's Mia? And this woman that I met, she's looking at me and she says, wow, that's incredible. How did you do that? I said, it's the power of the appreciation tool and the tool of acknowledgement. And then also, of course, creating a game around it.
Wow.
So that's my story. Yeah.
And actually, it took like 6 months to do that, right? It's not quick and easy because sometimes people just using couple times. No, doesn't work, and just give up. But your story actually what you shared like six, so just wait because people different and it depends how it will work. It's like how fast you don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Because we're dealing with human beings, right? So we
Yeah.
don't know. So good noticing. Hmm.
Yes, and sometimes, like you were sharing earlier, um, it's like it's all of a sudden somebody's appreciating you, and you're like, "What do you want?" You've never done this before, so like, "What do you want?" Right? And so it takes a little bit of time for, first of all, for you, for me, the way it was is in the beginning it was difficult to even say those things. I was just like your daughter, like, ugh, you know, I can't, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this because in my mind I have the story of these things should have been done on their own. I don't have to appreciate because that's my story in my head. And now I realize that every little thing has to be appreciated, not because they expect it, but because you want to tell them that I see you, right? In like in that Avatar movie, I see you. That's what they were saying. And in a way, for me, the tool of appreciation is more like, I see what you did for me. I see what you just did for yourself. I see what you did overall. And in our house, we also went through something similar. We went through family meetings and appreciations, but the appreciations are the ones that are still kept around. So as soon as something goes wrong in the house or some kind of pressure, I'm like, "What's it time for?" And the youngest one is like, "Appreciation."
Aw.
So she knows, but or I'll ask them like, "What's the best way to get out of this situation?" It's like, to
Mm.
light each other up. Okay, and how do we light each other up? Through appreciation. Good tool.
Yeah, that really works. Because yes, and in my family, we use it. I use with my daughter. So because what we learn, like we learn that we are not appreciate for something simple what they do anyway. In the family, if they cook something or they clean their room or they wash the dishes. So you just take it as a granted. But what I realized when I learned that tool, I start appreciating and seeing, even for my man, like if he, even for like we are like just thinking, oh, he has to do that. Why I have to appreciate for that? But then when I start give appreciation more and different way, so that really works. Like, so wow, that works. So he just want to do more and more. Same with my daughter, and so this is I always magic tool because for I think you was sharing, Paulina, you shared right when you're trying at the beginning, like, oh, I didn't do that before, but it's really very difficult at the beginning if you're not used to. But when you start, why I have to appreciate? He has to do that anyway, and you're taking as a granted. You are not just. He's like, of course he has to do that, but it's not. So very good that to how to say remember that, because now for me it's like just automatically I'm not thinking, oh, now I have to do appreciation. Now it's no, it's just come up with naturally, and I want to do that because I see how it's like the smile and how it's changed. They want to do more and more, not only in the house but any place. Like always I was sharing the story when I went to the court, so I needed some paperwork because they have some service as a free service. But the guy, he was really helping everybody, like explaining how you have to fill out this paper and everything. And he was like, just put his clothes was very professionally, and he was just really into it, like he was in service. And I just came to him and said, really, I really appreciate for your service. He's like, yeah, thank you. The guy like, and then later he said, okay, you have to go there, you have to print this and come back so I can help you to put a stamp or something. And I came back, and just before, like just in front of my nose, the woman closed the door and said, we have the lunchtime now. But the guy, he was inside and he saw me and just he come out and say, what do you need? I say, I did it. Okay. So what you can do this, and say, thank you. I say, wow, just one appreciation just saved me 2 hours waiting that time before they will open again. So that's why it's like, wow, that like I was like surprised, and I started using more and more. It's just magic.
Wow, what a story. I love that. Yes, it is. And I love when you said that it's really difficult in the beginning. It really is truly difficult because we have this expectation, right, people. But I notice also, like you say, why we do it. We do it because it feels good. Okay. It feels good. It feels good to me. It feels good to them. It feels good. And it takes so much more effort to to like make each other not feel good. Let's, for example, right? You gotta get tight, you gotta like think, you gotta, I don't know, say something or something's wrong. And there's just so much more work than doing the appreciation. But you can only experience, like, see that when you have the experience. So for anybody listening out there, just trying it out first. Yes, Aaliyah, I see you want to say something. You want to add something?
I a couple days ago, I stopped by the neighbor's house there in Florida, and I've talked to the guy before, but I've never, seen the inside or even close to the inside. So as I was walking up to give him whatever I needed to give him, I looked up and I was like, oh, that's a beautiful tile. And as he comes out, I was like, that's a great choice of tile. Like, I love how it looks very Spanish and stuff. It was the funniest thing and the most cute situation that came out of that. He's like, oh, you like that? I get that. And it was only the last couple. I thought it was not gonna last, but it did last me. And there were a couple pieces that were missing. And I was like, that's incredible. It looks really good. And then I looked inside and I was like, wow, your house looks a little bit like a museum. Like, it's beautiful. It really did. Oh, you want to see? You want to see? And I was like, of course, I want to see. So I come in and he starts literally running around from one corner to another, telling me, you see this? This is something that I did, and this is what, like, and this is from this and so. And the whole time I'm like, wow, that's incredible. That's a great choice of color. And then he's like, and I went over here and I did this by myself. And he's like looking at me and waiting for my appreciation. And I'm like, that's incredible. And then he's like, come outside, watch this. And we go outside and you see, and this is like a real wood, and this is from a real boat, and the boat is 120 years old. And I was like, no way. And like all I was doing was just kind of playing along with it. And it was, you know what? It was not what you just said is actually brilliant. It's not how I made him feel, it's how he made me feel after I appreciated him. Because he was just like a baby running around from one corner. He's like, look at this, look at this, look at this. I was like, that's adorable. Just adorable.
And he will remember you forever. Anytime you would go by there, because people will not remember what you did for them, but they will always remember how you made them feel.
Mm-hmm.
And appreciation is just incredible. Like, because I was thinking, what are some of the appreciations, let's say, that we did in our house? Maybe just to give some examples, because people might be thinking, well, how do I appreciate? Like simple things, like I remember even like when you close the door, I remember my daughter's door, it would close really, would make a sound. And every time I would have to close it, I would have to turn the knob really carefully and then close it so it doesn't like make that sound. So every time I would close it that way, then she would appreciate it. She's like, really, I appreciate you, turning the knob and closing the door slowly so it doesn't make the sound. Like even small things like that, like I appreciate that. I don't know, you after dinner you took the plates and put them in the sink so that now we have a clean table and we could sit down here and have another conversation. And so any small things. Yes, go ahead.
It's like your music is not too loud. Thank you for using your headphones or something, or TV, or I don't know. Yeah, helping to clean the house, or thank you for vacuum, right? And anything, for anything you can appreciate. So it doesn't have to be like, wow, something ridiculous, or because
Yeah.
we are seeing like, oh, a big thing is like, or we sometimes what really feel like, oh, if you need something, then you will appreciate. Otherwise, I don't need to. So,
Yeah.
and then it's like, if you're never appreciate and start appreciate, the person will say, what do you want from me? You know, like, but
Mm,
if you do all the time, so you can ask whatever you want. Yeah. That's
that's
I,
right.
I I have a silly story. So a toothpaste, um, and this is like how simple this can be. Usually, like it's just a toothpaste, right? Like I squeeze it wherever. And so my man, he likes to squeeze it from the bottom
Mhm.
up, going up. So he'll do the whole thing, and I'm just like squeezing it in the middle. So, and for years, he was like, well, could you like squeeze from the bottom? Like it's just so weird. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I can, but I can also squeeze from the middle. Like, what's the big
Yeah.
deal?
Yeah.
So a couple times I squeezed from the bottom. And I don't know why. It was just like I just did it. So he comes back. I really appreciate you for squeezing the toothpaste from the bottom. And I'm like, you're welcome. And I'm thinking, that really means a lot to this man that I squeezed the damn toothpaste bottom. I'm like, simple thing. So I did it one more time, and he's like, you did it again. I really appreciate you
Yeah.
squeezing it from the bottom. I'm like, all right, I can get some free appreciations like that. So now I am always squeezing. Like he just retrained me. Like now I'm always squeezing from the bottom. Or you can buy one of those things that
Yeah.
wraps up like
Yeah.
this.
There are ways to find, like to please your partner, find little things. And sometimes we find these things quirky, something that our partner really likes, and we might find that it's quirky. But if they really like it, just go with that, make them feel good. So there you have it. Please use the appreciation tool. It'll make your family harmonize and feel good. Um, and if you'd like to learn more, you can look it up, the performance scales, which is on Sage University website, sageuniversity.com. And there you could see all the different tools of communication, how you can create harmony in your home. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining and sharing the appreciation tool.
for inviting.
Yes, we'll see each other next time. Bye, everyone.